Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Tuesday, July the 9th, and there is literally very little going on in the world of sports betting today. I'm Kris Abbott. This is Joe Osborne. This is Guys and Bets. And Joe, before we get into this, how about Vladimir Guerrero Jr. last night? He was attacking those baseballs.
That was insane.
Yeah.
Just clubbing them out of a progressive field.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. I mean, I feel bad you had the Jock Peterson to win. And
A bit of a bad beat there, but I'm a Blue Jays fan, so if anyone's going to beat him, might as well be Vladdy.
Yeah, I think Andrew Avery, Ninja, is a Blue Jays fan as well. Are you?
Yep, unfortunately.
Well, I think it'll be okay over the next couple of years.
Yeah, you keep telling me that about my Senators as well.
Oh, boy.
Well, they keep shooting themselves in the foot. I think the Jays have a bit better plan and a bit better ownership right now.
Yeah, well, that's true. Folks at home, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button, and hit the little bell thing for notifications so you don't miss anything from Joe and Kris. In my opinion, the two best guys out there making picks on YouTube. Yeah, Kris, not a ton on the go today, but I'm eager to hear your MLB AllStar Picks.
Well, I was way off with my home run derby picks. I thought Alex Bregman would be better than he was. He was not. I did take a provisional with Pete Alonso. He cashed a plus 400, so that was good. But we'll move on to the All-Star game today, Joe. A game that the American League has dominated. But you're taking a totals play in this one.
Yes, indeed. Let's get right into tonight's action where I will go under 8.5 runs in tonight's All-Star game. So people tend to think high scoring when it comes to All-Star games, but MLB All-Star games tend to be lower scoring as 8 of the last 11 All-Star games have gone under. During this 11-game span, the average combined score is just 6.82. Specific to tonight's total of 8.5, 9 of the last 11 All-Star games have gone under this number. And if you still feel 8.5 is too low, it's actually right in line with the average combined score of the 89 All-Star games, which is 8.3 runs. Finally, we must discuss the hangover effect. And no, I'm not talking about some type of fancy expression. I'm talking about how many of these hitters are probably actually hungover due to being on vacation for the first time in months. Now they're trying to hit 100-mile-per-hour fastballs and filthy curveballs and sliders. So when you think of it like that, I think it actually makes sense that we typically see lower scoring games here.
Okay, I need to know one thing. Did you personally go back and find the average score of those 89 All-Star games?
That we carry it over from every single year. We go back and look at last year's All-Star game article, the year before that. So I wrote the one last year. Scott Hastings wrote this year's one, so we kind of collaborated on that.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Shout out to Wikipedia, by the way.
Always trustworthy news source. Okay, I'm actually kind of going against you a bit here. On the total side, I'm taking over 4 runs for the team total for the National League, but my pick for the show today is the National League money line, which I got at minus 105. I've seen it now at least as good as even. And let me tell you why I think the National League breaks the curse. The National League has 12 of the top 18 ranked WAR players in this game. Now, Mike Trout is number 1, and 12 of the next 17 are on the National League roster. They just have a better team right now. 6 of the top 30 fly ball pitchers in the majors are on the American League roster, and that includes Justin Verlander, who already thinks the All-Star balls are juiced, and it's hard to argue after the way they were flying out of the park last night. So if you take into account that a lot of the American League pitchers give up fly balls, you've got a deep National League roster, it could bode well for both the picks I've just given you. And I think overall the depth edge goes to the National League, especially on the mound, where we see that the American League has a lot of injury replacements, including Liam Hendriks of the Oakland Athletics, who replaces Charlie Morton. Marcus Stroman's out, Mike Minor's out, Jake Odorizzi is out. So things get a little bit thin when it comes to the American League depth, and I think that's why the National League has the advantage tonight.
Kyle Hendricks, eh?
Liam Hendriks.
Liam Hendriks.
You wish it was Kyle Hendricks.
There'll be a bunch of Oakland fans tuning in to watch him come out of the bullpen tonight.
Yeah, I wonder if he even gets in the game. But then you've got like Lucas Giolito pitched in the day before the break. So how much do they use him tonight? So I really think that the pitching staff for the American League is in trouble. And then on the other side for the National League staff, you've got Soroka, DeGrom, Scherzer, Kershaw, Ryu, Buehler. it's pretty deep. So
better pitching.
Yeah, that's where I go for that. All right. So, like we said, not much in the way of games on the go today. So we've also looked at some futures for player awards. And Joe, you see a Cy Young pick that you like.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of value at the very top of the board for Cy Young, but you go just a few slots down in the National League, and I really like Luis Castillo at 10-1. So these odds really don't make a whole lot of sense to me because Castillo's stats are right in line with the two guys ahead of him on the odds board, Scherzer and Ryu, yet they have odds of plus 125 and plus 155. His ERA is better than Scherzer's and his strikeout percentage is better than Ryu's, but perhaps most impressively, he's only allowed a 169 opponent's average. This is much better than Scherzer and Ryu, who are each allowing an average above 214. He's also allowing a league's best opponent slugging percentage of just 276. Finally, he's allowed 2 or fewer earned runs in 15 of 18 starts, including allowing 1 or fewer 11 times. The Reds are in just about every single game that he starts, and with a lot of light-hitting opponents scheduled for the second half, I love his chances at 10-1.
All right, yeah, I don't mind that at all. I think his odds kind of fell off a bit. He struggled literally for like 2 weeks.
Almost had a no-hitter, though, in his last start.
Yeah, no, but I mean, he's been back on the horse. He's been fine.
Sure.
So with that, I ended up looking at an MVP pick, which is tough because Mike Trout already minus 200 in the American League, and Cody Bellinger is the favorite in the National League at minus 105, but I do think he's the best bet. We always talk about there's no value in picking a loser, and it looks like this is Cody Bellinger's award to lose. He leads the National League in WAR, wins above replacement. He's number 2 in OPS, batting average, home runs, and RBIs. And when you look at the guys who were in the running last year, all of these stats massively influential. Of course, Christian Yelich ended up becoming the winner there. His team is playoff bound, and I think that's very important. You can't say the same about Milwaukee, and Christian Yelich has about plus 160 odds. Freddie Freeman and Anthony Rendon are potentially playoff bound, but I think they're smaller parts of a greater machine, so I don't know if they're the right pick for MVP. And also, the last one, and I think this matters a lot, the strength of the remaining schedule for the Los Angeles Dodgers. It includes 12 games against the teams that have given up the most, the third most, and the fourth most home runs allowed to left-handed hitters, and a bunch more games against teams in the bottom half of the league when it comes to their opponent's batting average against lefties. So it looks like it's only going to get better for Cody Bellinger from here on out. I know there's not a whole lot in terms of value at even money, minus 105, but it might be the winning bet.
Yeah, almost even money. That's not bad. That's a good stat, the left-handed pitchers one.
Yeah.
Home runs allowed, wow.
Left-handed hitters, yeah, for sure. Okay, what do we have now? The WNBA. I have watched no WNBA ever.
Yeah,
So
I
what
don't
do you
follow
got?
the league very closely in terms of player recognition and things of that nature, but I do follow the betting lines here, and we have a game that's starting in about 50 minutes, so you still have plenty of time to get your bet in if this is the type of thing that is of interest to you. We have LA in Dallas, and I'm going under 153.5. So Dallas has been an absolute moneymaker so far this season, with 11 of its 13 games going under. Those games had an average combined score of just 143.6. At home, where the under has hit in 6 of 7 games, the average combined score is 142. I like the Sparks to contribute to the under today, as they actually rank 11th overall in foul shot attempts, so don't expect a lot of freebies. They're also averaging 7.1 fewer points on the road. To conclude, the Wings are dead last in both field goal and three-point percentage. This should be magnified even more today versus a Sparks defense that allows the second lowest field goal percentage in the league. So this is a totals bet that I like quite a bit.
And this game is in Dallas? Mm-hmm. And it's starting soon. That's a morning start.
Yeah, they have afternoon games during the weekdays, which I kind of like. I would love to see that more with the NBA and even the NHL from time to time, because these Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday afternoons can get kind of boring. So.
Yeah, it's nice to have something.
And we
to
love
bet
it
on.
with baseball, having the TV on in the office and afternoon action. So yeah, I would love to see this in other professional sports.
Okay, we have one pick left. It's for the PGA, and we've brought one of our very best from the PGA, or at least we're supposed to bring him. Ian was supposed to come to a pick. I have not seen him.
Hello, friends.
Ah!
Just give me this here. Just gonna Take that from you. There we go. Hello, so we got the John Deere Classic this weekend. It is played at TPC Deere Run. This is one of the easiest courses on tour. Last year, the winning score is 27 under, so birdies are going to be important. Let's get to my pick. I'm taking Wyndham Clark at plus 4,000. So he, as I mentioned, birdies are important. He's a birdie machine. He ranks 8th in the PGA Tour this season in average birdies per round. He has 3 straight top 20 finishes, including a tied for 5th last weekend at the 3M Open. And finally, the key to making birdies is hitting putts, and he loves the flat stick. He is 7th in strokes gained putting on the PGA Tour. So that's my pick, Wyndham Clark. Now, he's a little bit of a stretch to win at plus 4,000. So when I make these picks, it's picks to place. I'll give you the other odds. You can take him to finish in the top 5 at plus 900, top 10 at plus 400, and top 20 at plus 220. So I love that plus 220 for top 20 because he's finished in the top 20 in the last 3 tournaments. Hopefully he's going to mark his score down right because at the Players' Championship he got disqualified. He signed an incorrect scorecard. So let's hope that doesn't happen again. Possibly.
It sounds like a hotel to me.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Let's wrap it up.
All right.
Please leave.
Just gonna squeeze by. Oh, by the way, I wrote an article on Fortnite World Cup on oddshark.com. I know you're all into esports, so if you're interested in that, head over to oddshark.com and check that out.
It's a 15-minute show, Ian.
I could just
Scram.
squeeze by here, Joe.
All right, so if you like Fortnite or you like guys
Wyndham
named after
Clark.
hotels, yeah. I don't know. He's been pretty good with the PGA. I'll give him that.
I'll give him that.
Ninja, what's going on in the chat right now?
Add to that, Ian, pretty solid with his PGA capping. So make sure you guys follow him on Twitter at Iain MacOS. The 3 of us, Joe, Kris, and myself, will be recording the Guys and Bets podcast right after this. What are we talking about? We're talking NBA landscape post Kawhi, some NFL, and a little bit more. So stay tuned for that. Not a ton of questions directed to you guys because, well, there's just not much going on. But any picks for All-Star Game MVP? Some thoughts on that in the chat. Josh Bell's name being thrown around, et cetera, et cetera. Do you guys have any opinions on that?
Yeah, sure. How about Liam Hendricks?
No, definitely not.
I didn't realize he was playing in the game until just the top of the show here, and Kris brought him up. But why not? Liam Hendricks comes in and as a what's it called when you have a 9-pitch inning? When you,
Immaculate inning?
Yeah, maybe he'll do that tonight. So yeah, that's who I'll be betting on.
I'm going to go with Nolan Arenado. I think he's vastly underrated, underappreciated. Colorado's only a decent team, but Arenado, he can rise to the occasion here. I don't know what the odds are, but
Isn't an immaculate inning more rare than a perfect game?
no, I've seen like 4 immaculate innings this season.
What?
Yeah.
I'm going to call BS on that.
I've seen at least 2.
I threw a few
4
when I was
because,
coming up.
Yeah.
I threw a few when I
I
was
feel
coming
like
up.
you would, yeah.
One other one, I don't know if you guys have bet on this, but Antonio Acevedo is asking, do you have any interest in betting on the Summer League? I said no. I tune in for a few minutes here and there just to watch
I
rookies.
was going to
But are
say,
you
I
guys-
was watching you watch Summer League the other night. You weren't betting?
No.
I thought we only watch sports to bet on them.
I mean,
We're going to have to talk to HR.
I do not, Ninja, like betting on it because we don't have access to stats and stuff that we do during the regular season. So it's not so much educated betting on my part. If I were to make a bet, plus I don't know a whole lot of the players, so I'm not bored to the point during the summer where I'm gonna waste money on summer league betting. But some people do quite well with it. I'm not one of them.
Didn't the Chinese national team beat the Hornets last night?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, that's not a good look.
No, not at all. And then last one, Jonathan Fernandez asking, do the guys think they should change the rules after last night, Vlad hitting 91 home runs and losing?
I do. I feel quite strongly that, from the head-to-head matchup perspective, it's fun for betting, but I think they should just do best 4 advance, then the best 2 advance, because Peterson had a better second round than Alonso,
Yeah.
but Alonso got to move on to the final and eventually win, whereas Guerrero and Peterson kept going head-to-head, sudden death type of thing, and that weared on his endurance. So that gave Alonso a pretty good advantage there in the final.
Well, and then that's why you say like Georgia against Alabama in the SEC championship, and Clemson walks in. Right?
Sure.
Folks that have just joined throughout here, hit that thumbs up button, please. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you don't want to miss anything from two professionals sitting there in the studio, Joe Osborne and Kris Abbott, and we'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.
All right, Joe, you got anything else? Any other picks sneaking up?
I do not, man. I'm already looking forward to Friday and a full slate of Major League Baseball here. I think we're going to dig into some of our favorite NFL win totals, though, tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe some division futures or something
Absolutely.
like that. So, yeah, NFL heavy show tomorrow because there's not even any MLB at all. And then we might have some other interesting tidbits on Thursday. Who knows? We'll let you guys know. Good luck. Follow me on Twitter at Chris Oddshark. He is at JTFOZ. Good luck with any bets you make today. And as always, keep an eye out on our Twitter feeds for more.